What if the internet we spent the last 20 years building is quietly beginning to change into something completely different? Not through a crash, not through censorship, not because websites suddenly disappeared, but because artificial intelligence is increasingly becoming the place where people receive answers instead of the websites that originally created the information. For decades, the internet operated according to a relatively simple system. Users searched for information, search engines displayed links, websites received visitors, publishers earned revenue, small businesses found customers. Entire digital industries were built around this structure. But in 2026, something fundamental began to shift. At its annual developer conference, Google unveiled what the company itself described as the most significant transformation of search in more than 25 years. Increasingly, Google Search is becoming an AI-driven engine that answers questions directly within Google's own ecosystem. But for millions of websites, independent publishers, small businesses, and content creators, the consequences may prove far more serious than most users currently realize. Because for the first time in the history of the web, the central question is no longer, how do we gain more traffic from Google? The real question has become, what happens to the internet if users stop visiting websites altogether? The internet, that existed for 2 decades, is beginning to change. For more than 20 years, the internet operated according to a relatively simple model. Users searched for information. Google displayed links. Websites received visitors. Publishers earned advertising revenue. Small businesses attracted customers. Journalists, bloggers, educational platforms, and independent creators were able to build entire businesses around this ecosystem. A substantial part of the modern digital economy emerged from this structure. AI search is now beginning to alter the foundations of that system. Today, users increasingly receive complete answers directly within the search page itself, without needing to open external websites. Artificial intelligence systems collect information from numerous sources, analyze it, and generate concise summaries directly inside Google Search. For users, this feels efficient. For Google, it is highly effective. But for websites, an entirely new problem emerges. AI systems use their information whilst users may never visit the original source. Why? Publishers and small businesses are beginning to speak about a crisis. Over the past 2 years, a growing number of publishers, analysts, and website owners have openly begun asking a difficult question. Who will finance the creation of information if AI systems increasingly keep users inside the platform itself? This is no longer merely a debate about SEO. It is a debate about the future economics of the internet. Producing high-quality content requires time, expertise, research, editors, journalists, photographers, video production, technical infrastructure. This is especially true for educational platforms, news organizations, niche media, analytical publications, independent research projects. That is why criticism of large AI platforms has intensified in recent years. Many publishers argue that AI companies benefit from the open internet, while simultaneously weakening the economic model that made that internet possible in the first place. Google's position. The internet changed. First, from Google's perspective, the situation appears very differently. The company argues that user behavior itself has fundamentally changed. People no longer type, "Best restaurants New York," "WordPress repair," "Property solicitor London." Instead, search queries are becoming longer, more conversational, and more complex. A user may now ask, "Find me a property solicitor in New York who works with international clients and responds quickly in English." Or, "How can I repair a website that became slower after recent AI-related search updates?" Questions like these rarely have a single perfect answer on one individual website. Google therefore presents AI search as an attempt to build a more intelligent search system capable of synthesizing information from multiple sources simultaneously. But this is precisely where the central conflict begins. The issue is not merely technological, it is economic. Previously, websites created content. Users visited those websites. Websites generated revenue. Now, websites create content. AI systems use that content. Users receive answers within the platform itself, and the original website may receive little or nothing in return. This is why an increasing number of experts describe the emergence of an AI-mediated web, an internet in which artificial intelligence becomes the primary intermediary between user